That's why we're saying what we're doing.
I haven't used hate speech a single time. Also, hate speech is protected by the Constitution.
I don't give a fuck, but that doesn't mean it's protected from our feelings. That means we can turn up on you just as easy, as long as we don't put our hands on you. So keep trying it. And we're gonna keep being disrespectful right back.
I'm not.
I treat other people how you want to be treated. If you don't want to get turned up on them, don't turn up on us. Don't sit there and tell people. Don't sit there and tell.
Is that why you say fuck Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Google it. So with that,
okay, hold on.
So
I want you to explain how my SAT score had to be lower. Head down. That's you being disrespectful.
Because you like interrupted him as he was making a point. Like,
how is this song respectful? You guys want to talk about respect?
Are you Donald Trump?
How is this respectful?
Are you Donald Trump?
No, you're
So then it shouldn't matter what the song
It
says.
does matter to me and it matters to us because we campaign for this man.
So when Donald Trump
if somebody had a song saying,
I find that offensive.
if somebody had a song that said fuck Barack Obama, that would never ever air.
Several fucking things.
That millions of people like yell at a college campus. Really? Find the song. Really? Find the song. Find the song. Look, find all these people.
It's what he says in his everyday speech.
Okay.
By you saying you're not female by you saying that Mexicans come in and rape people and kill people. So if this song is respectful to you, don't they?
Has there never been an illegal immigrant who murdered and raped somebody? Has an illegal immigrant ever murdered and raped somebody? Hey, hold on. I'm not asking that.
Because now you're making it irrelevant.
No.
No, but now you're saying one person stands for everyone. Yes, you are.
No, but I'm saying that the thousands.
Just keep yelling. Just keep yelling.
The thousands arrested in Texas for rape and murder. That's the problem.
They're literally done.
Thousands of illegal immigrants
And what
arrested in
about
Texas and
the
Arizona.
thousands of white people?
How many white people rape people here? How many white people shoot up schools and don't get charged for fucking years? How many? Pull up the statistics.
How many?
Pull up the statistics and show me because that's a damn lie.
No.
Pull up the statistics.
Did you know that actually white men commit rape per capita less than black men?
Pull up the statistics. Right now, pull them up.
It's on the FBI.
No, because you're the one trying to argue to me, so you pull them
FBI
up.
crime stats. I'm not going
Pull
to
them up.
Google it for you, but it's true.
Oh, okay. So you don't even know the numbers, but you're going to sit here and try to tell us.
Hypothetically, if it
You're
was
going to sit here
true.
and try to tell us.
FBI
I'm so
crime stats on rape.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not surprised you are.
What is that supposed to mean?
Because you haven't done your research.
I'm still trying to figure
How do you
out
know that? This is my main
how
Because
I
you're
just
denying FBI
walked
crime
into school.
stats.
Like,
No, I'm saying pull up the fucking FBI crime
we're doing it
stats,
right now.
since you don't know how to listen.
Want to bet 20
Pull them up.
20
Pull them
bucks.
up.
I'll bet 20
Pull them
bucks.
up.
Okay.
I haven't
I will-
shit to you. The fact that you're saying that an entire group of people are murderers and rapists.
No.
That he's run that tape back. Did he or did he not say? Do they not? No,
He did not. No.
No, he didn't. You're a fucking liar, bro. Dead ass.
Okay.
This conversation's over. I can't argue it.
Yeah.
You can't argue, because you can't argue. Not an
I'm not
argument.
trying to argue. I'm trying to educate you. You guys are coming over here with things. Talk to a Trump supporter. Talk to a Trump supporter.
property again,
I don't give a fuck. Talk to a Trump
police are
supporter.
right over here.
That's fine. Talk to a Trump supporter. Nobody wants to fucking talk to you because all you do is try to lie.
Actually, all you was win. Yeah. Check last night. 300 electoral votes.
And what does that mean? Look at how many people fucking voted, and tell me again that you won.
Hillary won.
Tell me again that you fucking won.
Just saying.
Tried it. Tried
okay.
it.
Doesn't want
You
to
know what?
go to
Have a
college.
nice day. God bless. I'm gonna pray for you.
President Trump.
Honestly.
I'll pray for you, too.
What was it? I mean, if you could sort of narrow it down to one point, the March on Washington was, for the Civil Rights Act, or the March Against War is Against War. What was this march about?
If I only get one thing, I'm going to say this march was about equality. And that was about, on women's issues specifically, access to quality, affordable health care, raising the minimum wage, equal pay for equal work. We know that 2/3 of people in this country on the minimum wage are women. So this was actually an economic argument. It was a health care argument. And then there were also extension issues, like for immigration reform, to go against Donald Trump and the Republican Party's climate change agenda, which we're not going to debate climate science tonight, but we know that the left does not agree with that. Racial criminal justice reform, basically the Democratic platform.
So it was basically just kind of a bouillabaisse of every sort of
When you have
fashionable
millions of
liberal issue.
people, when you have millions of people turn out, they're there for different reasons.
Okay, but so why this? Well, let me ask you this then. If it was about all those different issues, then why were abortion groups so overwhelmingly represented? I mean, you had among sponsors NARAL, Planned Parenthood, Emily's List, Pro-Choice America. A pro-life group was excluded from this. It really seems like women's issues, women's rights have become a euphemism for abortion, which strikes me as a little ghoulish to reduce women's issues to killing. I mean, is that really what it's about? That's what it seems to be about.
Well,
and if it's not about that, why didn't they let the pro-life people march?
Well, they did let the pro-life pro-life people marched. The difference was they didn't let them be sponsors of the event. There were
Okay.
plenty of pro-life women represented. I met many of them who were marching alongside us pro-choice folks. The difference is that when you had a Cecile Richards there or Narol, as you mentioned, those are people who are promoting the entirety of the liberal healthcare platform, as it were, or women's platform. And pro-life groups don't accept pro-choice women's right to feel this way. They want to overturn Roe v. Wade, and that's a key component of this platform. Whether people like it or not, abortion is healthcare in this country. There are millions upon millions of women who are going to have an abortion in their lifetime. We want them to have a quality place to go. We want them to be affordable.
But there are millions of women, half of women, who don't agree with that. The majority of women don't agree with NARAL, which I'll remind you is the National Abortion Rights Action League. It's about abortion, not just healthcare, abortion.
Right.
And they don't agree. So are they not for women's rights? Are they not fully women? Or like, why wouldn't, if it's about women marching, why not let them in too as a sponsor?
Well, we did let them in, but being a sponsor is different than a participant. The difference is, and I've been talking to a lot of friends about this, and I will admit that when the decision first came out to reject them from sharing the sponsorship platform, I was a little bit confused until I read the reasoning, which is that women who are pro-choice in this country accept a woman's right to decide to carry her baby until full term. The difference is on the other side that women who are anti-choice do not accept a pro-choice woman's decision. That little slip of the tongue there with the anti-choice?
I'm laughing because if the pro-choice people are so open-minded, they won't share the stage with the pro-life people.
So Sarah Silverman is one of the dumbest humans on planet Earth. She's this comedian who has made her fortune from basically doing the little girl voice and saying super dirty things. That's basically what Sarah Silverman does. Her whole shtick is, I'm going to say super vulgar things, but I'm going to do it in a little girly voice. Isn't it funny? Ha, ha, ha. Well, she also happens to be just an absolute dumbass around politics. And so here's what she tweeted this out the other day. Walking to get coffee, saw these all over a sidewalk in the town I'm in. Is this an attempt at swastikas? Do neo-Nazis not have Google? Okay, and what the picture actually shows, if you can't see it, is it looks like an S with a line through it. Right? That's what it looks like. Okay, so for people who are utterly ignorant, this looks like a swastika. For people who are not utterly ignorant, it looks nothing like a swastika. You know what that actually is? It's a construction mark. It's an actual construction mark. So if you walk around any major city, you will see that mark all over the sidewalk because it's supposed to designate a spot for where there's a pipe or a wire underneath, apparently. Right, that's what it means. But she thinks that people are spray painting swastikas. And then she wonders why people don't take her seriously about politics. It's probably because of that, you stupid idiot.
You can't just tar feminism with the brush of current day, some small strand of radical feminism. I mean, feminists got women the right to vote. Shouldn't you give an enormous thank you to them? Not just because you're a woman, but also because for the sake of humanity, they did a great service to all of us?
Okay, well, there were two movements there, right? There was the suffragist movement, and then there was the suffragette movement. And the suffragist movement was interested in votes for everybody. And a lot of them really resented the suffragettes, particularly a lot of female suffragists resented the suffragettes because the suffragettes got up to all kinds of crazy stuff. They lobbed bombs, they burned post offices, I read an account in a man's diary from back then that they tried to push him off a cliff out of chivalry. He didn't report the attempted murder. They got into all kinds of criminal activities and stuff like that. I mean, you could even say they were domestic terrorists. And a lot of the suffragists were like, you're just demonstrating that women shouldn't have the vote. I mean, and a lot of public sentiment back then, and this is the history that we don't get told. A lot of public sentiment back then was, well, if this is how women behave, like, should they get the vote? And another thing, too, there were politicians in the UK who were discussing giving the women the vote long before the suffragettes started up. And
I'm sure, Karen, if they continue to ask politely, men would have given it to them anyway. Men have been such sweethearts throughout history. Okay. I'm sure they would have just said, hey, women, even though we've denied you the right to vote for the entire history of mankind, literally mankind, If you just stuck around and been polite, we'd have given it to you anyway. Come on, Karen, you got to realize that's the biggest load of horse crap you've ever heard in your life.
They took a poll in England of women, and 70% of them didn't want the vote. They thought. I
know, and the women in Saudi Arabia want the burqa. I know, it's because of the culture that they grew up in. Karen, give me a thank you. Look, everything's going great, but you're not being reasonable. You're being ridiculous. Give me a thank you. Give me a thank you for feminists for getting your right to vote. Otherwise, stop voting and go make me a ham sandwich.
Another one.